There's no formula, obviously, and we're developing what are the processes that work best and that result in the best examples of content. And one of the things we're finding is it really starts with insights. So we start with our strategy team going out and really understanding. So I mean, obviously, we really start with the brand. Who are they trying to reach, and what are their objectives from a marketing standpoint? And then we go out and really investigate the audience. What are they talking about? What are they interested in? Who are they? What motivates them? And then we sit with our creative teams and we brainstorm off of those, because the insight that comes from understanding the audience is often what sparks the creative idea. So then we have the beginning of, okay, we think this is a rich idea territory. Now, among all of the media owners and partners and content creators that we work with, because we work in a very collaborative way, who are the people that we believe can tell the kind of story we want to tell the best, who really know that audience, who have the right assets and reach to tell that story. And then we approach them and we say, here's what we're thinking, here's the idea that we've been building, how can you help us bring this to life, sharpen this idea? And then we kind of go from there into the planning, buying, creation of content. But really for us, the key we found is to start with that consumer insight, because that leads to the best creativity. I think in a lot of cases, if we're creating a video, let's say, even a series of short films for a brand where it makes sense for the brand to take almost a presenting sponsor role, maybe have a small integration, but not be heavy-handed in their presence, a lot of times you can create really beautiful pieces of content that way. But then I think it's all about how you surround and amplify those. So in the case of Johnson & Johnson, we created these great, almost unbranded videos for Clean & Clear called See the Real Me with these real girls. But then we also developed, with their creative agency, ads that got into the more traditional product benefits and the like. And the videos ran on a website where audiences could go deeper and find out more. And so you have to always give people that pathway to be able to investigate the brand more and understand the role of the brand. But a lot of times in the pure storytelling, the brand does have to kind of step back and be confident that the brand and the story stand for the same thing, and that will come through to the audience. It is that mix of paid, owned, and earned, and how do you kind of find that right mix? And I think it used to be, let's just throw a lot of money behind something in hopes that it catches fire. And in fact, what we're seeing now more brands do is put a bunch of content in the marketplace at once, and then see which pieces are resonating with the audience, and then take those and put paid behind it to drive and amplify its impact. So we're kind of seeing the model begin to flip, but there's definitely almost always a role for paid, owned, and earned in that mix. It's just that where they come into play and when they come into play is varying. And once something catches fire on its own, then you can always dial back the paid, because then it's beginning to spread, by your audience, which is obviously the ideal thing. The videos are anywhere that makes sense. For a lot of brands, that might be their own channels. It could be YouTube. It could be increasingly sites like Maker or Fullscreen, or not even sites, but for full service networks like that can provide distribution in a lot of different ways. Sometimes we're piecemealing the distribution with a bunch of different partners. Sometimes we have one particular media partner that makes sense to be the core home of the video. So it really is not about starting with who is the partner. It's starting with who are we trying to reach, what are we wanting to say, and then who are the right partners to get us there. Somebody said, and this is not a new statement, but it's an important one. It's no such thing as B2B really. It's business. It's not business to business. It's business to humans. And I think you have to, as long as you realize that you're always talking to a human, then you can come back to a lot of the same principles of consumer marketing, of like, what is the story I want to tell? Why does it add value? Why would this person spend time with it? Why would they care about my message? And if you really put a person there that you're talking to instead of a business, it's going to lead you to those same human insights that will lead you to telling great stories.